Rick, Mike's on. We have a quorum, I think.
You don't count me, right, Rebecca?
No, you just count as public, Kathy. All right.
Yeah, she's a kibitzer.
I try. I get the troublemaker.
Hi, Peg. Are you all set for minutes and everything?
I am, dear. Go ahead.
All right, it's 7:02. I will call this meeting to order. We have a quorum of myself, Alan Baker, Mike is on the call, Rick Osborne, and Dick Pippin is on the call. All right. Oh, and Kurt, sorry. Thank you.
Poor Kurt.
I don't see names. I see phone numbers and I don't know the phone numbers. All right, next is the pledge.
Okay.
There's my flag.
There you go.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Can't see me anyway.
Okay.
I even got a haircut.
All right, are there any added agenda items? I do have one from Ruth to add under agent review and decisions for, I assume PW is Public Works.
Yes.
Public Works storm drainage project.
Okay, make a motion to add under agents review and decisions, Public Works storm drainage project for the town of East Windsor.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Was there anything else that needed to be added?
Becca, I did put something under correspondence for a webinar on land use planning.
Yes, I have that email, so we can just bring that up. We don't usually put any bullets under that one, so we'll just bring that one up. So just remember.
I will.
Alrighty, so on to page 2 for approval of meeting minutes. I would entertain a motion to approve the January 6, 2021 regular meeting minutes.
I will make a motion. Go ahead.
I'll make a motion. We accept the minutes of the January 6th, 2021 meeting.
I'll second it.
All right, motion by Rick, Dick, seconded by Dick. Any discussion, corrections?
There we go.
You're really screwing up tonight, Beck. I love what they do.
Any corrections or discussion? Hearing none, all of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, and then for February 3rd, we didn't actually have any meeting minutes. It was more or less just a memo saying that our meeting got canceled. So I don't think there's anything to actually approve there. Is that correct?
Right.
What
Okay.
happened?
Correct.
Rebecca, what? Oh.
All right, so the next thing is new application to receive inland wetlands 1-2021 for Scott Kota at 124 Newberry Road. Request for permit to conduct a 9,000 square foot commercial building with associated parking, M1 zone, map 104, block 19, lot 0158. Do we have anybody to represent that application? I do see Scott on the call, so I'm assuming you're here to represent yourself.
Yes. Well, I'm also here. I'm the engineer.
Okay, can you just state your name for the record, please?
Yes, it's Robert Arsenault.
All right, go right ahead. Did you want to share anything or on
We're
the
here
screen?
to have it. No, I don't know how to do that. So
I could put it, I could put your plans on the screen if you'd like, if that's helpful.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good.
Okay.
Ruth, try to see if you have permissions. If not, Jason might need to change it.
I think I have it. Host disabled it.
Jason?
Jason?
I got it. I added it.
Okay. Okay. That's the screen. You can see that? Share.
There we go.
All right. So
It's gone.
you
What
can't see it anymore?
I can still see it.
Okay. Robert, I'm gonna open this. Let me know.
Well, you're pointing at something I have no idea.
It's there now.
Okay.
You just have anybody that's not speaking go on mute because we have a TV in the background. It's kind of distracting.
I think Jason just got it. All right, go ahead and take it away.
Okay, thank you. Basically, it's a 5.31 acre parcel on Newberry Road. And it's in the M1 zone. And the wetlands were really delineated by Mike Lottie and him. We now have a new soil scientist who's going to be doing the assessment for us, Rick Zulik. And what we have is we have a total of 1.13 acres of wetlands total. And we're not going to have any disturbance of the actual wetlands, but we do have 0.92 acres of disturbance in the upland review area. And basically it's a 9,000 square foot contractor building with a yard and 18 associated parking spaces. And what we're proposing is a small detention area to the rear, which is going to be over excavated to allow for water quality. The water quality volume required for the project is 2,525 cubic feet, and we're providing 3,315 cubic feet.
I think he might have a bad connection.
Does he look like he's still attending or did he get cut off?
He might have just frozen on my screen. So,
Okay.
Scott, did you have anything that you wanted to add or share?
No, he was just going to explain what we're trying to do, I guess, and I think that's about it.
Yeah, so what are you doing within the building?
So it's going to be, because I have a shop down on Route 5, so this is going to be, I'm going to move up and make a new shop up here for my construction company.
Okay.
So I could kind of fill in a little bit. It's going to be for stormwater sheet flow down to a couple of different points here into this area that is proposed for a detention basin. And the outflow goes into an enhanced area that's proposed to have wetland plantings here. And that, as the wetlands are delineated now, is like right on the edge of the wetland, not in it, but just right adjacent to it. The parcel itself is pretty flat.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I have my connection back, I think.
Yes, we can hear you again.
Yep, there you are.
Okay, good.
Better than before.
Good. Yes. So basically, that's the whole idea. We're over excavating for sedimentation control. Rick Zulik, the soil scientist, is going to be coming up with the planting schedule for us for the wetland enhancement area. And we do have zero increase in runoff for all storms. I did receive Len Norton's memorandum with his comments, and we can easily take care of all those without any problem. So basically, that's the project in a nutshell.
Any members of the commission have any questions so far? This is just to receive the application.
Dick, I did take a look at it. I fortunately get hard copies because I'm computer totally illiterate. And I can, on a plan big enough that I can actually see it and look pretty darn good if Leonard blesses all these calculations, and they certainly did a thorough job on it. Looks good to go.
Any other members have any comments? Alan, you are muted and I see you talking.
Sorry, I was saving some documents. So you mentioned that the soil scientist hasn't done the delineation yet, or has?
The original delineation that you see on the plans right now, that was done by Michael Granulati. And we'd like to keep with that because, you know, it is from the original approved plans for the subdivision. And what Rick Zulik is going to be doing is going out and taking a look at the wetlands area and giving us an idea of an assessment of what we should do for the enhancement area and give a report as to what our impact on the wetlands would be, if any at all. So that's what Rick Zulik's going to be doing.
And would you get that information before our next meeting for April? I think he's frozen
He'll
again.
probably do a couple of spots, begin his assessment.
Okay, and would we have that information in time for our April meeting?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Alan, did you have anything else?
Yeah, he'll be doing a full report.
Okay.
So
Are you planning outside of the area? I'm looking at your site plan, outside of the area that, you know, you're showing the building and the retention basin and whatnot. Are you planning to store any material in the rest of the open area or equipment or any of that?
you're talking on the left-hand side of the project there?
Yeah.
What we show right now is that's where we show our temporary topsoil stockpile. So
Yeah, for during
the
construction.
entire site is pretty much open.
Yeah, post construction, what would be is there any plans for use of the open areas that are not being disturbed?
No, not that I'm aware of. no.
Not a lot, no.
Just the gravel. You see the gravel-based area to the rear of the building. We have an area that's gravel-based. That's going to be for storage of materials and equipment.
Yeah, I would just say that if there is any plans for anything to be outside of that area, we'd want to show it on the plan.
Okay, sure.
That's all I've got.
Any other comments from any of the commission members? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to accept application and receive 1-2021.
I'll make the motion to accept IWWA 1-2021 Scott Kota, 124 Newberry Road, request for permit to construct a 9,000 square foot commercial building with associated parking, M1 zone, map 104, block 19, lot 0158.
Is there a second?
Second.
Alan seconds. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
You can't speak in that.
Aye.
Kurt, did I hear you in there? Kurt?
Hi, yeah, I was on mute. I'm sorry.
Okay, just making sure. Okay, so then I heard everybody on that one. So that is all set. We have received and approved that application. We have no public hearings, no continued public hearings, no new business, no old business, no miscellaneous. So moving swiftly right along to agent review and decision. Ruth.
I received a visit from Len Norton today. He had some questions about a project out on Tromley Road. I think is this it? Yeah. I'm still sharing. I'm not still sharing. Right?
No, I think you dropped off the sharing.
I did that so I could see everybody's face. All right.
All right. Cool.
Easier to speak that way. So I took pictures of his plans too, and you can laugh at that folded paper picture I took. But so he came by to talk about this not this property, but along this property, along Tromley Road, right where this drainage swale is.
Mm-hmm.
They're proposing to abandon the outfall here and come across with a new pipe over here to pick this up and put a new outfall where this outfall is currently. So the flared culvert and some riprap. They were also planning to take this paved area out as part of the project and have that be grassed. So my question for the commission is, would this be something that I could review as an agent review? It is wetland soil in this area, as far as like the layers, it's all pink. Or would he fill out an application, go for a full application for something like this?
Where's the water?
Where does it end up?
Draining the road there?
Yeah, are
Yeah,
there
it's
catch
stormwater.
basins?
There are catch basins, old catch basins he wants to upgrade. There's like one.
Oh, yep, I see it in the street
Yeah,
view.
yeah. I think, yeah.
They're
little.
really old.
Mhm.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Yeah, it's kind of a mess in there, so he couldn't, he would be hard pressed to make it worse.
Yeah, I think,
Alright.
It's really wet in there, and the water kind of ponds and runs in an open ditch there, part way into the field. You drive by it, it's clear as a bell.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised there's not more of a kind of in that original plan. I know it's preserved land, right? That there
Is
wasn't,
that the green? Oh, here?
no, that property. Yeah,
This parcel? Oh, I don't know. I just picked it because it was close to where he point. Yeah, this right here.
yeah, it's like, I forget now what the details were, but anyway, I'm surprised that there's no water quality treatment. Like it's just coming directly from, so I'm sure whatever they're gonna do is gonna be an improvement because it's gonna have a sump in the bottom of the catch basin to pick up some of the silt that's probably driving directly into that ditch at this point in time. But I'm okay with an agent decision. I think you handle it.
yeah, I would agree with that as well.
I'll be the third one to agree.
Terrific. Okay. I appreciate that. I will work with Len on that.
Cool. All right. Anything else for agent reviews or decisions?
No.
All right. Moving on to status reports, the inquiry on 3 Thompson Road.
Right. Rebecca, that was your inquiry. I did go out and conduct a site visit. There's been no activity to date. I went back and looked at the permit that was granted, and they have 5 years.
Okay.
So, I don't know that there's anything for us to do at this point. I'm willing to sit tight and wait. My guess is that things got hung up with the state because that was a remediation, right?
Yeah, and just to remind everybody that that's the building that's over by Dunkin' Donuts on Thompson off of Route 5. They were going to do that detention basin restoration project, and I just was wondering if we had an update on that.
Yep.
I'm glad you asked because I was wondering about that too, because I purposely wanted to see how it turned out in the end, and I went and drove by there a couple weeks ago, and I was like, hey, it doesn't look like they've really done anything over there yet.
It's a nice plan. I read through, what they intend to do there. The enhancement's pretty nice for dealing with copper. I think it's copper that's in there from the pipes.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was right. Okay, that works.
Okay.
Moving on to violations. The first one is for 297 North Road for Kemet.
Correct. I just wanted to bring the commission up to speed that at the last meeting where we met with Mr. Kemet, there was a motion to have him put in check dams and stabilize the area near the river. And he got a letter that kind of memorialized that decision. Have not heard from him yet about the check dams, but we've also been experiencing a lot of snow since.
Yeah, we've had some weather since then, so I don't think he's gotten down there. And when I walked the trail maybe 2 weeks ago. Nothing was down there and I wasn't surprised, but everything was stable because it was frozen.
Right.
So as things start to defrost and melt, we definitely just want to keep an eye on it and make sure that that does get done sooner than later.
Yes. The next thing I wanted to talk about. Am I still sharing? Oh,
You're still
there it is.
sharing, but we're seeing, okay, there it is. We see a picture now.
I want to make it bigger, but things are in the way. Oh, there we go, down here. All right, if you remember Craftsman Road, 8 Craftsman Road, the swale that had eroded. And we got into a sharing discussion with the property owner who would have an engineer devise remediation, and we would have the Water Pollution Control Authority. Took a lot of acronyms to get that out. Water Pollution Control Authority is going to do the work, implement the plan.
Okay,
So
awesome.
we did get the plans in, and just if I get this right. Yeah. They're in here. So, I don't know what I just did. No, here we go. It gets very touchy with me. Sheet lines. Okay. I'm sorry. My computer's mad. I have to leave it this size or we'll get nowhere fast.
I mean, we all have a copy of
Hold
it, I
your
think, so.
So basically it is, yeah, I don't know what's going on with that screen. Maybe I could move it. If I move it to the other screen and share. I'm going to stop sharing for a second and then reshare. All right, let's try this. Okay, better?
Yep, we see the full
The
plan.
full plan. Okay. I'm a little scared to make it bigger. I can still move it. Yeah, it's my computer. It's not the plan. All right. I'm gonna, yeah, I've totally lost control. So
Okay.
it's a liner to go in, put a fabric liner down and rip wrap in that swale, like smooth out the grade, rip wrap the swale, put some check dams in there with some rip wrap, and just tighten that up. This area leads into a swale that comes the whole length of that right of way to the pump station over here.
Okay.
And we think it was likely caused by, there was a very large tree right here that came down. And once the roots were gone and whatnot, the erosion kind of took over.
Okay.
So the plan is to have Art oversee that restoration.
Perfect.
Okay.
Any questions or comments from any of the members on that one? All right, moving on to conference, seminars, and trainings. We got, Ruth, did you want to talk about this?
This one is, I think it's March 18th. There's a webinar sponsored by UConn's Center for Land Use Academy and Research. And it is Land Use Academy Basics is the title of it. And it has to do with being on local commissions and kind of the basics of where the authority comes from and roles and responsibilities on commissions. So I put it out there for those who might be interested in attending. You just register and then you get a Zoom invite or whatever platform they're using through Yukon. So,
I registered and got a response, so.
Awesome.
Good.
Yeah, I'd be interested to attend that, but kind of moving on to some of our other things on our agenda, I might not be able to. So that's the conference and seminar. Moving on to correspondence, the response to a letter sent Newberry Village Association to clarify the best management practices for the hazard
Yep.
tree removal.
And that, if you remember, the last time we met, we talked about intentions around trees and vernal pools and taking hazard trees out, and clarified for Newberry Village Homeowners Association that where you could drop a tree near a vernal pool and get it out, you know, have it fall outside the tree, by all means do it. They didn't need to be purposely dropped into the vernal pool. And then if they did fall in there, to take them out when it was frozen, really wouldn't be so much damage. And since then, I had heard back, and Jim is on the phone. Good evening, Jim. And they appreciated that clarification and went out and did some cleanup. I've since gone back out and seen where the, you know, it got kind of messy in there with everything falling into the vernal pools. That was all cleaned up and it looks really good. And had
Awesome.
recently heard from the gentleman from Monster Tree Service who said they had finished up there, so for the season.
Okay, awesome.
You know, Jim is here. He may want to add something. I'm not sure.
We at the Newberry Village Association, I am the secretary. We want to thank you guys very, very much for all the assistance you've given us over the last 2 years into developing the environmental protocols that we currently have. And we look forward to working with you in the future to continue to evolve the protocols so that we can do the absolute best we can for the beautiful environment that we are in.
Well, we thank you for taking our feedback and being supporters of us. So thank you.
You're very welcome.
All right, moving on to general board discussion of our wetlands violation and fee process. Everybody should have gotten a copy of the slides that we've put together. Did anybody have any comments on those?
Rebecca, those slides, I think that was up to me. Did you ask me to forward to everyone? I just realized that this evening.
Okay.
So I apologize to everybody on that front.
Were sent as a PDF, right?
Yeah, it's a PDF.
So they are in our packet.
Yeah,
I sent it separately because I wasn't sure if it was going to be a working session or not. So
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It looks great.
Yeah, so does anybody else have any comments on it? Do we feel like we're ready to present this to the Board of Selectmen for potentially their March 18th meeting?
I only had one question or comment on this.
Sure.
On your fine fees, there is a set number, period. No matter whether you disturb the square foot or 1,000 square feet. I think there should be the fees should be up to. And leave a little discussion for what it is, especially on the minor ones, like in the upland review area with no basic harm or damage done. You hate to whack them the kind of money required on the fees. I don't know if you can.
We do have that in the language on the slides. It says up to, and then the dollar amount for everything.
Okay.
That way it did give us that flexibility to
I've
kind of
only
have
got
that
the
distinction.
Excuse me, I only got the hard copies, so I don't have the slides. Maybe
Okay,
that's.
yeah, I
read
just
the
started
whole
sharing my
time.
screen, so
Sorry.
no worries.
Yeah, so if you look at the schedule of fines for wetland violations, I'm not sure if that was in your packet or not, Dick. Like number one is, conduct activities in the upland review area which do not pose an immediate danger to a wetland or watercourse. That's $50, and it goes right up to number 6 where, you're polluting a watercourse, that's $1,000. So it is definitely to, seriousness of the situation.
Yeah, but we should have an ability to adjust it if they cooperate or starting to cooperate or the severity of the action. I mean, if they're polluting the water course, I agree with you, that fee's fine. But you're gonna have your average homeowner, John homeowner, they got no idea what they're causing the problems. And right now we've got a wonderful board. I mean, everybody understands and they're not ridiculous, but I've seen ridiculousness show up on these things, and I hate to have a absolute cast in stone schedule with no possibility of adjustments due to mitigating factors.
And don't forget that the commission has the discretion to vote, on adjusting or forgiving or any of that as far as the fines go. I mean, so if we get into a situation where we get compliance and it's we can do something about the fines at that point in time if we needed to, or if we felt it was fair.
That's what I'm concerned about, to be able to, this is not cast in stone. It didn't come down from the mountain. But, I mean, you still need to have some flexibility. This is East Windsor. We're not out to put everybody out of their home and everything.
Yeah.
Right.
That was one of the things that we had talked about from the beginning, I think. So we definitely made sure that that was covered in here. Rick or Kurt, did you guys have anything, or Mike?
No, I had nothing.
Okay. So do we feel like we're ready to bring this in front of the Board of Selectmen finally after all these years?
Looks good.
Looks nice.
Why not?
Okay. Do we want to do this for the 18th? And this is where my hesitation comes in, because I really would like to attend the land use training, but it's the same night. I don't know how long that training will be. Assume maybe an hour, and it starts at 6:30, so I'd be done by 7:30, but I don't know if that's the case or not.
Well, we can certainly do it the following meeting, or make sure that it's further down in the in our agenda, so get right on it right off the bat. And so, but I mean, if it's the following meeting, then I don't think that's a big deal.
Okay, then yeah, I can definitely do the 1st. I think that's, yeah, April 1st would be the next Board of Selectmen meeting. So if everybody's okay with that, I will reach out to Jason in an email, so it's in writing and stuff, to add us to their agenda for their April 1st meeting to present the wetlands fee schedule and ordinance.
Sounds good.
All right, cool. That was easy.
Nice.
All right, let me get back to my agenda. All right, moving on to public participation. Are there any comments from the public?
No.
Yes, my name is Randy Clifton. I reside at 7 Hickory Trail in East Windsor here, and we, going back to the Scott Costa proposal, we're trying to find out what kind of a building, what the business is going to be. Is there somebody that could help answer that question for us?
For the one that's on
124, yeah.
He owns the construction business, and that's just going to be where some of his equipment is stored.
It's not going to be a retail or anything like that then?
Not to my knowledge, no. It's just
No,
for
it's
his
a
equipment. for
contractor's yard. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, because we were wondering, being right across the street from a 65 or 55 and over community, we're trying to find out what it was that was going in there to make sure there weren't going to be any great big lights or anything like that were going to cause problems with us sleeping and things like that. So that's all I was looking at.
Okay.
After they finish with wetlands, and assuming they get an approval, they have to go to planning and zoning, and that's where those types of issues are dealt with. So you can keep an eye on their agenda, and you'll be able to, get a full idea of what their site plan is and whatnot at that point in time.
Okay, thanks, Alan.
Thanks, Randy. Jim, go ahead.
I have something, if I may, to chime in with something that was mentioned a moment ago. We here at the Newberry Village, when we first started working with you guys on the environmental protocols, we had zero idea of what we were doing. You guys have helped us get to where we are. We're looking forward to you helping us move further along. But from what was said a while ago, you guys need to have that discretion to look at the exact situation for those fines, because you probably could have fined us a dozen times before we figured out, left is left and right is right. And it really could make a huge difference to individuals or even to an association in the future. So you really do need that ability to look at the exact situation and mitigate the fines in a way that serve the community.
Yeah, and I invite you to come see the presentation when we give it, because to get to the fines, you got to go through a lot of non-compliance before you even get to there. So,
right.
You guys never were a problem with that, but I'll tell you, we probably could have fined the developer a number of times over the last decade. So,
Yeah, why didn't you?
Yeah, you guys at Newberry Village for the association worked with us a lot, and were very responsive to us. So there are cases, and you have to kind of get to the extreme in order to get that fine started. So we hear your point. We totally understand with you. Is there any other public participation?
Again, Randy Clifton, and I, my battery's running low here, so I'm just going to be real quick. We really appreciate, again, as the president of the Newberry Village Association, we appreciate all that you guys do it, and you guys get paid so much money for doing this, and and I know how that works too, because as the president, we put in an awful lot of time on our association for NADA as well. But you guys do a heck of a job, and we thank you for working with us.
Thank you. All right, so hearing no other public participation, we will move into an executive session. With that will be the commission members, along with Jason Bauza, the first selectman, and Ruth Ann. That's it, right, Ruth? Okay, so then everybody else is free to jump off and enjoy the rest of their evening.
I need
Thank
a
you.
motion, Rebecca.
Motion to move into executive session is needed, please.
I will make the motion to go into executive session pursuant to Connecticut General Statutes, Section 1-200-6B. Pending claims litigation action possible, and the meeting to include the board members, the first selectman, and our wetlands agent.
Is
Second,
there a
please.
second?
Second.
Alan seconds. All in favor?
All right.
And you were
Thank you,
going at
go.
7:40.
Yep, 7:40 on the dot, Peg.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Meeting.
Hi, Peg.
Special meeting, so I would also entertain a motion to adjourn our regular wetlands meeting.
Whoa.
Do we need to make a do
we
we need
need
to vote
to make a
on
motion.
anything?
Hold on. You don't make a motion to come out of executive session, because you can't make any motions in executive session. You just come out and announce that you're reconvening an open session at a point in time. Then the next thing would be after that to make your motion to adjourn.
But do we need to make a motion to, or we're just, whatever, we've decided and we're good to go. We don't have to do anything publicly about the request?
No, it's Ruth and I can communicate
Okay.
Actually, Ruth can communicate that to Amanda.
Okay,
So then I just need a motion to adjourn.
Thanks.
motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you guys. Have a good
Aye.
night.
Good night,
Thanks,
all.
everybody.
Bruce,
Bye.
thank you. You did a good job for me.